this for like 2 hours, but I'm not gonna. I'll try to summarize it down. So it's the point that you are a sponge. So you are a learning machine. So the best example is like the 5 people you surround yourself with, you become them. And I see this so clearly that it actually scares me, because think about this: if 4 people smokes out of your social circle and you're the 5th one, I mean, you're most likely going to smoke. It's crazy. It's actually the main, and something called paradigms, and I'll talk about that later. It's like the reason maybe you're not rich is because you're not surrounding yourself with rich people. Everyone around you is average, so it makes you average. And you know what I'm saying? And like, you don't want to be an outlier, because if you're an outlier, we used to belong in tribes and we want to fit into society, and if we feel like we don't fit in with society, we get ostracized and get killed. You know, a classic term in pickup is like, you know, it's no one talks to women when you're sober. So if you talk to women while you're sober, you feel really weird because nobody does it, and you feel like you're gonna die. Well, that's what I felt like. So yeah, that's what I want to point out. So it's very important, and there's a lot of social conditioning, and I can talk honestly like 10 hours about social conditioning, but essentially it's like, how can I put it? It's just like what everyone does, you do as well, because you don't even question it, you know? Like, you just don't know. Like, you don't question it, you just follow the crowd. And the crowd isn't necessarily correct or, you know, anything like that. And if you look at any successful person, they actually never follow the crowd. They were actually outlier. Like, you know, maybe someone wore a really weird hat and then everyone would think that guy's weird. But eventually, if you just kept going, and again, it's really hard because you're fighting evolutionary pressure here, because again, tribes, ostracism, but you know, eventually that guy becomes famous and then we all look up to him. So it's kind of ironic. There's a lot about social conditioning, but I'll probably talk about that in other points. But it's very huge, social conditioning, and the fact that we are a sponge, like knowledge, like it's very important to surround yourself with the right people for various reasons. But it's just, you need to be very careful, because the influences, the TV shows that you watch, the people, the food that you eat, like everything you do, you really have to watch out, because it will influence you in a way, like whether you believe it or not. And I truly believe it, and I've seen it firsthand, and that's why I'm very scared, and that's why I don't really talk to people that much, or I don't express myself that much. But that's no excuse. I'm kind of playing the victim card, but I hope I can, you know, keep pushing myself to do crazy shit. But that's very important. Like that's a really big point. That's really big. Like, you should really put it in you. Okay, that sounds sexual.